Let's play the Technomancer. Wieder zurück in O4. Jetzt weiß ich zumindest, wer Scott ist. Zu ihm kann ich ja jetzt noch mal kurz gehen. Ich glaube, das ist die Quest, die mir auch hier unten gerade angezeigt wird. Ich muss sowieso bei ihm noch was abgeben. Und wir wurden gefragt, ob wir da nicht mal gucken, ob wir da irgendwelche Hinweise finden zum Thema verschwundener Vater von... Ich habe mir tatsächlich den Namen nicht gemerkt, ich Depp. Aber gehen wir einfach mal rein. Jetzt quatschen.
Hello, Scott. My captain told me that she wanted to see you.
Is it related to you? Are you sick?
No. Not that I know of. She didn't tell me why.
Oh, well, should I take my pouch then? It's an important question. I should still take it though, but it's a little heavy. All right, I'm leaving without it.
Huh? Was denn jetzt? Ich wollte doch jetzt mit ihm reden. Oh, die hat da was Geiles drin. Nein.
I think I have a problem with going through your friend's things. I hope whatever you're looking for, it's worth it.
I'm trying to find information about the past. It's personal, okay?
Forget it. You couldn't understand. The officers, they aren't like us. They're above all that.
Halt den Mund, David Ward. Den mag ich echt überhaupt nicht. Depp. Mache ich trotzdem hier erstmal alles auf. Hockbei. Wie wär's denn mal echt mit einem Stab? Ich finde alles mögliche an Waffen. Nur sowas halt nicht. So, Amelia.
Hello, Mancer.
Hello? I found some of your father's letters.
I knew it. Tell me.
Most of the correspondence was friendly. They were very close. However, there was some tension between them over time. Some letters gloss over an expedition that they had done together, but what surprised me the most is when your father talks about a boy who was actually Scott's son. The last letter I found is a bit bizarre. I didn't really understand what he meant.
What did he mean? Do you remember?
Your dad begged Scott to stop the madness, warning that his wife's divorce was only the beginning of what he would lose if he couldn't face the truth. That it was too late for his son. He seemed to think Scott was on the verge of self-destruction.
It's true that it's rather mysterious. Scott, a son. Did you know?
No, he never told me about him. He obviously lost him. No doubt it's still a touchy subject.
We have to find out what this is all about. You have to ask his wife. Did my father really mean to interfere in his family drama? Maybe that's why he disappeared? Please, Zachariah.
Scotts Ex-Frau. Okay. Oh, da hinten leuchtet noch was rot. Irgendwie ist das jetzt hier recht, also zumindest das hier, so ein bisschen seltsam erzählt. Ich meine, diese Amelia, die kennt uns ja nicht wirklich. Aber kam direkt zu uns und, und hat angefangen, uns die Lebens... Ist ein bisschen, ja, schwer nachvollziehbar.
I'm sorry to... You Angela Seeker, Scott's wife?
Ex-wife? What did the drunk do this time?
Nothing bad. He's a friend.
A friend? Right.
Just looking for some information on one of his friends, Mark, and your son.
Get out. Get out! What right do you have coming around digging up the past?
Charisma.
I'm not here to make you relive your pain, and I'm sorry if that's what it looks like, but I'm here for Mark's daughter. She sent me to try to figure out what happened to her father.
I'm sorry that young woman's suffering
Fuck.
the pain of loss, too. But I can't drown in mine anymore. I won't. Won't talk about it again.
Nimm jetzt Serum.
Listen, you help me, I can help you. Just looking for some give and take. I'll start. Take this.
You want to trudge up my pain again? For a little serum? What's worse is, I'm gonna let you. I'm desperate, and you're taking advantage. The son Scott and I had was everything to me. The only thing I had while Scott worked and worked, just doling out all his love into his research. Not for some greater good, but for his own ego. All he cared about was being seen as a hero in abundance. And all the while, his son was mutating. When Scott finally realized it, it was too much for him. He snapped. Wanted us to hide our kid. Then threw himself even deeper into his damned work. Mark was one of our friends. When he found out what was happening, he tried to make my stupid genius of a husband leave his research. Scott knew better, though, of course. And our son got arrested and taken away with the other mutants. Scott just kept going. So convinced he could find a cure. So convinced he even finally managed to get Mark to buy into it all. And the two went away for a long time. I don't know where. I just knew I was done. So I filed for divorce. And he came back empty-handed and to an empty home. Later, I heard Mark disappeared too. He was probably looking for a cure to satisfy Scott's inability to just let it go. But I don't know. And honestly, I don't care. I lost my son and my husband. And now I take petty sums of serum to relive it all again. Please. Please, just leave me alone now.
Es ist immer geil, wenn man den Mann dann auch verlässt. Ne? Sie hat ja ihren Sohn aufgegeben, er nicht. Und weil er das nicht gemacht hat.
Breaks couples up, you know. Stress of never being able to have kids again.
Why never again?
Because they sterilize families who've had a mutant to make sure they don't have no more.
It's sad, but it's the only way to protect our own kind. At least now I understand why the professor's so, you know, weird.
Krass, die kastrieren die Leute, den Mutantenkind bekommen. Übel. Ja, ich finde es krass, sie hat ihn nicht verlassen, weil sie hat ja direkt den Glauben verloren und er halt nicht. Und dafür musste er jetzt dann doppelt büßen. Ja, was ich eigentlich gerade sagen wollte, Amelia. Ich meine, sie hat uns jetzt zum ersten Mal gesehen, sie weiß, es ist ein Technomancer. Und dann, nachdem sie uns da hingefahren hat, haben die beiden offenbar irgendeine freundschaftliche Beziehung schon aufgebaut und sie twerkt jetzt gerade für mich hier. Und ja, und jetzt erzählt sie ihm schon die Lebensgeschichte. Komisch irgendwie, schwer nachzuvollziehen.
Hello, Mancer.
Hello. I talked to Scott's ex-wife.
So, what did she say?
It's an awful story. Her son. Anyway, their son was struck by mutation. They took him away from them, of course, but it made Scott go crazy, and he was convinced that he could find a remedy. He asked for your father's help, so they left together, and were gone for a long time. Their exploration apparently didn't lead to anything concrete for the boy, and Scott descended into madness. And then one day, Mark left. His ex thinks that it was to bring back something useful for his research, and he never came back.
Shit. So my father's disappearance is related to that poor kid? It's really awful what they must have gone through. That explains a lot about why he's so crazy. and also why he behaves as if we were his kids. Thank you, Zach. That doesn't answer all of my questions, far from it, but I have a better grasp of what happened. My father disappeared by helping his best friend, who was going through a rough patch and wanted to heal his child. It's a sad but beautiful story, isn't it? I'm gonna think about all this. Thank you again.
Ihr ein Kompliment machen, what?
You're not like other girls, are you?
Is that supposed to be a compliment? Or are you being a wise ass?
Because you've got a hell of a temper.
And what? You'd rather have a nice little girl who knows her place? Does what you tell her?
I'm pretty sure I didn't say that.
I didn't say you did. Otherwise you'd have your ass handed to you. I don't let myself get pushed around. It's not a bad thing.
Was hätte mir das jetzt denn gebracht? Ich habe keine Ahnung. Ich würde aber sagen, wir gehen jetzt mal hoch. Passiert hier gerade irgendwas? Oder woher kommt jetzt diese Musik plötzlich? Ich weiß es nicht. Ja, jetzt auch irgendwie komisch das Ende für diese Geschichte. Jetzt ist es dann plötzlich... Sie weiß ja jetzt trotzdem nicht, wo ihr Vater hin ist. Ich dachte, sie wollte das rausfinden. Ach, ihr Scheiß. Immer die gleichen an derselben Stelle. Dummbatzen. Ich weiß ja jetzt auch nicht mehr, außer dass ihr Vater, außer warum ihr Vater verschwunden ist, aber wohin er ist, weiß sie ja trotzdem nicht. Und das wollte sie doch eigentlich wissen. So, wir können auch die andere Quest noch abgeben mit dem Leibwächter. Ah, der steht sogar schon da.
Hey there, Fiorello.
Ah, the one, the only, Zeichnerin.
Halt's Maul.
I see they got you the mutant.
Yes, yes, a wonderful specimen. Words and all.
Beg! Mutant! Called Beg!
Beautiful! Yes, Beg! And his sheer size. Like he was simply built to dissuade any ill-intentioned folks from bothering us. Here, take this. To compensate you for all you've done. And feel free anytime to request any favor in return.
Ja, werde ich mir merken. So. Dann mal zu unserem Chefe. Der wird sich auch freuen, dass wir das Relikt haben. Nee, warte, ist es das denn?
You already back, Lieutenant Zachariah?
Captain, all Aurora tunnels were destroyed. If they're gonna get back into the city, they'll have to come up with another way.
I knew you wouldn't let me down, Lieutenant. Find Ryan and get your pay. It was well earned. Colonel Ian Mancer came by looking for you. Hope this isn't going to be a habit, Lieutenant. His problems aren't yours anymore. You're part of my unit now. We clear?
Of course. I'll go see him on my own time, not yours, Captain.
Sag's ihm halt selber. Unfassbar.
Hi.
Lieutenant, How can I help you?
Sie haben wieder Kohlen.
Captain Eliza told me to come find you for my pay.
Indeed, I've been expecting you. Here you go.
Soldatenhelm. Na, wie sieht der denn aus? Ah, 4 Stärke. Das sieht sowieso blöd aus. Hätte lieber so Technomancer-Kram. So, das wollte ich eigentlich abgeben. Da habe ich jetzt 2 Fliegen mit einer Klappe geschlagen. Ah, falsch. Von so einem Stasi oder Gestapo-Fried, da haben wir schon gar nichts mehr gehört, die ganze Weile. Warum lässt er mich denn jetzt plötzlich nicht mehr beschotten, der Depp?
Zachariah, a pleasure as always. What may I do for you?
I've returned, Great Master, with the relic from the Aurora evacuation. It's a tablet filled with text, and I don't have a clue how to decipher it.
A glorious day. You have no idea what this means, Zachariah. The language is indeed difficult, and most no longer have the knowledge or ability to understand it. Most, but not me. I will begin deciphering immediately. We will know soon enough the vast wealth of secrets it holds. Sean was certainly right in his appraisal of you. Your worth has already proven to be infinitely valuable. A word of warning, Zachariah. Words spreading about your missions. Things you've been able to accomplish. Filled with troubling details that imply you have a mole in your midst. If there is an ASC spy amongst your ranks, he will not only know our secret, but eventually share it back to his master. We will, in no uncertain terms, be lost. All will be lost. So take care. And take care of it. Sooner rather than later.
Thank you for the warning. I assure you, I will get to the root of this.
Huh.
Are you so sure that it's a spy?
Indeed. The details of your mission were so specific that they were assuredly gained firsthand. So unless you are spreading the information yourself, who else is left but Captain Eliza and your men? Whoever it is, make sure they see nothing else. Ensure that our secret is kept safe.
Okay. So, wie war jetzt das? Betritt bei Dämmerung die Kaserne. Und neue Stufe haben wir auch wieder. Aha. So, was ist das? Erzeugt ein Schutzfeld um dich herum, das all deine Verteidigungswerte erhöht. Mäh. Ein Schlag, der mit Elektrizität aufgeladen ist und über einen hohen Unterbrechungswert fügt. Ich upgrade das mal. Yes, So, go. So, dann würde ich sagen, dann machen wir das morgen und gehen bei Dämmerung mal in die Kaserne und schauen mal, wer da unser Maulwurf ist. Ich habe ja so ein Gefühl, dass es vielleicht unser David Ward sein könnte. Ich bin gespannt. Also denn, bis morgen.